Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we are going to look at Colter's Run Bourbon. So Colter's Run is by the Grand Teton Distillery in Driggs, Idaho. I believe this is an MGP product as it is distilled in Indiana, but it is aged and bottled in Idaho. It is 44% ABV or 88 proof. It says in here specifically, so this is a bourbon whiskey, but it says 21% rye, so it's a little bit higher rye in the mash bill. Yeah, we'll see what this is all about here today. So I have not tried this yet, and I don't have any notes or anything on it, so we're just diving into this blind, and then today our topic of conversation is going to be talking about the archery elk hunt of September. So this is October 3rd today. So archery season is over here in Wyoming, and got a lot to talk about with you. But first, our bourbon whiskey. On the nose, I get a pretty heavy cherry. Yeah, really heavy cherry. A cherry fruit kind of a cherry mixed with a little bit of herbal floralness, almost like you'd find in a rye. Really no oak in there at all. Doesn't really matter where I nose it from. I don't really pick up any oak. There's a little bit of sweet character to it, like a little bit of I'd say caramel that you can pick up out of it, but about it. Got a little bit of viscosity to it, not a whole lot, so it's probably a little bit oily. So it has that oily, clingy, creamy mouthfeel to it. Presents forward with that creaminess, a little bit of vanilla sweetness, kind of moves into a caramel in the middle, and then you pick up this dry note about 3/4 of the way through the palate, where it kind of dries out on your tongue. So it's both drying it out and coated with that oily clinginess at the same time. And that's where you pick up that fruit, that cherry note kind of comes in the middle there. Kind of pushes all the way through into the finish that has this oak, a dry oak with it, a little bit of pepper spice, a little bit of ethanol burn going down your throat. Yeah, so the nose didn't change at all from first sip and nosing till the second nosing. Sweet forward, floral, vanilla caramel. More vanilla than caramel, but there's a little hint of it in there. That herbal note, that rye herbalness kind of picks up in the middle. That 21% rye, so being a high rye bourbon, or at least moderately high rye bourbon, I think that's where that comes in there. It's that eucalyptus herbal tea note. Before you go into that finish is because you got that oil clinginess to it, that heaviness to it. The finish kind of, like I said, it dries out, and you get just a little bit of barrel spice and tannin in there. So that black pepper, it's actually a really nice bourbon. And because it has that rye middle to it, I put it in a little bit different category than a lot of other bourbons that you have. There's more characteristic of the rye showing in this bourbon, and it definitely has a very different flavor profile than a typical bourbon. And for that reason, I kind of like it. This definitely, to me, would fit way more into the rye category as far as flavors go, with the exception of that cherry note that's in there. But Colter's Run, Grand Teton Distilling. Pretty good bourbon here. I think they did a pretty good job here. This is barrel number 91, bottle number 259, 88 proof, 44% ABV. Go out, give it a try. You know what? I'm kind of slacking here. Let me quickly bring up my spreadsheet because I have no idea what I paid for this. $31.69 here in Wyoming. So please go ahead, drop in the comments below what you can find Colter's Run, if you can find it in your area, what you can find it for. A great bourbon out of Idaho. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's an MGP product, as it is distilled in Indiana, and most things that are distilled in Indiana come from there, but not always. So having not done any of the background research on this, I can't really tell you. But yeah, not a bad whiskey for $31. Highly recommend it. Go out, see what you can do about finding this Colter's Run. It's a pretty good whiskey. It's not your traditional bourbon flavors that you would expect. I highly encourage it, and I think you'll really like it. So let me know what you can find it for down in the comments below. $31.69 here in Wyoming. And until I see you again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, leave thumbs up, thumbs down. Any interaction with the video would be great. I greatly appreciate everybody that's been subscribing so far. A couple of my videos have over 200 views, which is pretty awesome. Please keep it going. I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, thanks again. We'll see you in the next video.